What about now? Better? Yes. No. Try now. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So I've actually been messing with the wrong microphone. Huh. Interesting. Well, all right. Either way, I'm gonna get started. So, uh, the people on the poll said they wanted kind of like a weekly update. Of what? Sorry, I'm in a completely different spot. I'm not at home, but I found this cool background, so that's cool. And in the poll, it looked like a lot of you wanted. I can hear my own voice right now, so that's why I'm kind of hesitating. Um, but you wanted a recap of what we've been looking at, doing in science. I got to turn this off. All I can do is listen to my own voice, and I don't like that. Give me a second. Advanced properties. Okay. Whew. That was weird. I was hearing an echo there for a little bit. So sorry about that. Technical difficulties, still learning how to use a live. Anyway, most people wanted a weekly update of what we've been doing in the science classroom. So that's kind of what I prepared for you today. And then I want to talk a little bit about some of the forms that we're looking at in middle school to get ourselves ready for Friday and get ourselves into a fun winter break. So here we go. So in science, we've shifted into Unit 2, and in Unit 2, we're taking a look at waves. We're looking at sound waves to start with and light waves. But before we got into anything, we had to think about the parts of the wave. And after break, we'll dive a little bit deeper into the different types of waves and how these waves work for the human being, and how we observe and get the input from different waves, be it color or sound or light, or any number of different waves. But what we learned first of all was what this type of wave looked like, a sine wave here, and it has a crest, which is the top of the wave, and it has the trough, which is the lowest point of the wave. And students have been learning about the rest or equilibrium position within that wave and how changing amplitude or changing frequency can make these waves look different. And so the first thing we talked about was amplitude, which is the maximum distance between the crest or the trough from the resting position of the wave. So it's measured in the unit for amplitude is A. Um, so we haven't gone too much into the units, but I just wanted students to know that the height of the crest or the trough to the resting position is considered the amplitude of a wave. All right. Next, we looked at wavelength, which could be measured from two different ways, but in the main part of what we've been looking at, a one wavelength is from one crest to the other crest of the wave. All right. So it could also be measured from one trough to the other trough within that wave, but it's either the two crests or two troughs of the wave. We haven't gone too much into this Greek letter. This is a new presentation that I found that I've been looking at and thinking about using for after break. The other thing that we have is the frequency of waves, and we've been looking at different frequencies in terms of the different pitch or sound you might hear in a sound wave. We've been thinking about frequency in terms of color and learning that different colors and in the light spectrum that human beings can see is that we have different colors depending on the frequency. Colors like red will have a much lower frequency, and colors like blue have a much higher frequency. And then we were also learning how amplitude then changes the strength or brightness of these colors. We also learned that how a dimmer works. So I have a dimmer over here actually, and I can change that. But this is not changing frequency of light. This is changing the amplitudes of that wavelength. Where's my button here? There we go. So if I can change the amplitude or the strength of light, I can give it more amps or less amps. Hopefully that's right. Because like I've told my students, I'm still learning right along there, right along with them. And that's the fun part of these first couple of years of me learning science. Then we also took a look at the different parts of the eyeball. And so students, part of their homework in class that if they didn't finish, they could have done for homework was to look and label at parts of the eye. So we have the different parts of the eye. This is getting us ready to understand how wavelengths are interpreted by the human eye. And then we also took some time this week to look at and think about the different parts of the ear. So obviously these are two different types of inputs for the human being. One is hearing sound waves, the other is interpreting light waves. And when we were looking at the eye, we spent some time talking about rods and cones and how rods can see the difference between light and dark light wavelengths, and then the cones can see the RGB or the red, green, blue wavelengths of colors of light, and how if you have any damage or not working RGB cones, that is how we can explain color blindness. In the parts of the ear, we were really talking about how the eardrum or the tympanic membrane vibrates, and it can vibrate these three. It's the coolest word I've found so far in science, these ossicles. And these ossicles will vibrate three bones that then send it into the cochlea. And that is also where we learned from our friends and students at DHH that have the cochlear implant, learning how that cochlear implant works. So when it's vibrating the tympanic membrane and vibrating these ossicles, which are those three bones, it then sends messages to the cochlea, which then interprets those wavelengths and sends them through the auditory nerve. And we also learned how in the auditory nerve and in the optical nerve, both of these nerves are connected to your brain, both of them interpreting wavelengths and sending signals to your brain. And we did a lot of different kind of just playful activities, learning about light and learning about sound this week. Right now, students are working on using colors to help prepare their notes for actually an ELA activity where they're going to be writing letters of appreciation and gratitude for each other for these winter months. Speaking of these winter months, we are prepping and getting ready for several different exciting things in the middle school level. I'll come back to camera one here. So some of these things that we're prepping for are the big White Elephant Gift Exchange that's being run by Josh Jordan this year. So look for emails there to explain the rules and how it works. So basically every student should be looking at finding some type of funny gag, gift, junk that is around their house. No student should be going out and spending any money on this. We have seen all sorts of funny gifts in the middle school, from a can of beans to an elephant water jug thing. So really it can be very funny. All right. And so we will run that on Friday. We're also going to be watching movies on Friday. So if students haven't filled out their preferences for the movie forms, they can find those in their Google Classroom, in their base class for Google Classroom. We're also getting together the staff student basketball game, and if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do, because if we can get 50 subscribers, then I can actually use my much better iPhone Pro to live stream the game. So I'm super excited for that. We only need like 5 more subscribers, so if you haven't yet subscribed and you haven't yet shared this channel, please do, so that we can live stream the game on Friday. And just as a special note too, that live stream is going to be a private link. So if you're a Honey Creek student or Honey Creek teacher, you're going to get this link so that you can watch the live stream from your classroom. And we're just going to keep that in-house. But 50 subscribers helps me get there. Be truthful. We want to grow this channel in earnest. So I thought about making 50 different Gmails, but don't do that. Just like it, share it, tell your friends to subscribe to it, and that also kind of helps grow the channel as well. There's going to be some fun things on this channel that I hopefully am able to bring to you, especially if I can get that 50 subscriber limit I can take and go live from my phone. So, then I can go to different places, and if I'm visiting my family in Ohio, I can go to the different museums that are there, or I can find some really cool stuff and go live and bring science to you, which I think is super cool. So if we can get to 50 subscribers by, let's say, Wednesday, I mean, that's the goal right now, 50 subscribers by Wednesday, I would feel absolutely awesome if we could do that. So hopefully we can get there. Hopefully, if not, I have other ways to go live, like I'm learning here. I'm in a remote location just to test if I can go live from somewhere that's not my house and see how it sounds, look back at it. Kind of just talking a lot to get a bunch of audio out there and figure out what that sounds like. So I honestly don't know what microphone I'm using. I don't know what it sounds like. If it's too loud, let me know. But I actually had a better microphone. I don't know if you can see it. That's the microphone I'm supposed to be using. But then when I had that turned on, someone said they couldn't hear me. So now I have both mics turned on. It's either the microphone from my Mac here, the microphone from this. That actually might be what's overriding it. But I want to use the good microphone. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Anyway, we need 50 subscribers. What was I talking about before that? We need potluck signups. They just got posted in base. So if your parents are looking forward to cooking something or helping out on the day, we really need help with that. So volunteers can sign up for the potluck. So we'll go potluck, movies. We got the White Elephant gift exchange, and then we have the staff versus student basketball game. All of those things are going to be happening on Friday. You may see me come on later in the week, probably on Thursday, to talk a storm that I've been tracking. There is a storm in the area. It's on its way towards Michigan, so we'll have to do a little evaluation of that storm. I really hope it doesn't happen to fall on a Thursday and ruin our Friday. If it does, so be it. That's weather. But one extra day of break, extra snow day before break, but I don't know. I think it's gonna, well, no, we won't take a look. I don't have that weather queued up. Actually, wait, I can't queue it up. I've learned how to do this. While I'm on live, why not? So let me just pull up some weather for the area. We'll take a look at it together. Okay, so here's our weather for the area. Currently 17 degrees. That is well below freezing. Feels like 17, low of tonight of 12 degrees. But if we do take a look into the future, it actually gets much warmer. This is really fascinating. Get out of here. This is really fascinating that we go 32 degrees to 41 degrees on Wednesday to almost 50 degrees on Thursday. That's like, I got some kids in my base class still wearing t-shirts at that weather. So, and it's going to rain all day. See all that rain? It's going to start raining at like 6 a.m., 5 a.m. It's going to rain all day until 9 p.m. So that's a full day of rain on that Thursday. And then look what happens on Thursday night. Thursday night is 21 degrees. Friday morning is 24 degrees. So I think if you've been following this channel for a while, which is like a month or so, all that rain, freezing temperatures at night, I think you can put those together. So I'm not sure what it'll look like. We have to wait till that storm hits, but yeah, it's something to keep your eye on. It's definitely like not a snow type weather, but it's for sure ice weather. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. We'll see how good the plows are. I mean, 50 degrees is a nice day. It might melt the entire streets, and then the plows can really throw down some salt. I don't know. It'd be pretty interesting. I was getting ready for my next prediction to look at the effectiveness of salt on the roads. So, yeah. Yeah, I got some big fans watching right now. Nice. Let's go. Make sure you subscribe, share. We got some fans on. That's awesome. We got some fans of the channel. Let's see what else. So yeah, that's what we've been learning about in science. We got potluck forums, basketball forums, movie forums. All of that has gone out. Make sure you fill those out if you haven't already. Talk to your parents about them. And yeah, any questions from the people? How am I sounding? Do I sound like I'm in a tin can, or do I sound like I'm crisp radio? Good. Okay. Oh, I actually wonder. Let's see. I've been playing around with it. Every time I do, it freezes. There's an echo. Oh, that's not good. It's probably because I have two microphones on. What if I do that? How's this sound? Better? Properties? Check. I was wondering if there was an echo. Interesting. Better? Better. Oh, man. Do you hear the wind? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can mess with that here. Throw on some filters. So let's put a noise gate on. Close it. Check. 1 2 1 2. How's that sound? Interesting. Okay, what about now? Back. Check. One. Okay, I'm gonna try something now that I have people on the other end. Thanks for sticking with me in the live. Let me try putting on the noise suppression one. All right, so this is test 1 2 3. Can you hear me? Test 1. Can you hear? Put a put a put a llama in the chat if you could. Now I'm gonna put on the noise suppression. Okay, back. Put the noise suppression on. Put I don't even know what to put in. Okay, that's good. So it's taking out the background noise of the air pump. How's the sound though? Better? All right. Well, I think I figured out at least some specs for sitting in a different spot. It sounds better through this microphone, doesn't it? Any questions while we wait? And I'm just gonna stay on live for like 7 more minutes. So 30. Got 9 viewers. If you haven't heard yet, we're trying to get to 50 subscribers. Like, share, comment. 50 subscribers is the goal. We're at 46 right now, so we only need 4 more. I'll stay on for a little bit. Not gonna really do too much. See what else I can look at here. I can give you some numbers for our basketball people. The student team, like it's up to 15, 14 people, consisting of six sixth graders, four seventh graders, five seventh graders, three eighth graders. Also on this form, make sure that you indicate what you want to be when you grow up, because the commentators for the game will be introducing you as you play and talk about you and what you want to be when you grow up when you do play. Yes, yes, I'm. We're adding to our family, and yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a little Honey Creek shindig. It's gonna be sweet. Looking forward to it. We'll see if I can get Henna out of work. He'll come for a little bit of it, hopefully. Yeah, in January. Gonna be a big moment, that's for sure. Commentators, we're looking at a few student commentators. I think that'll be fun, and I think they're gonna do just fine. But I got to figure out these microphones so that we can go live and use the microphone. Seeing a couple kids in this student basketball team, I'm a little starting to get a little intimidated. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we're gonna have the academic director, the tallest IA, and we'll have Lou, myself, JJ, Daniel's gonna play, and Seamus. So we got the height. We got the height. Let's go. We all agreed that you know, you had your fun with the fall soccer. You had your fun. Fun's over. We are going to win this year. But there'll be no bets. There'll be no forfeits. It's just gonna be straight basketball. I will say though, you've got some club players on your team, people who are playing competitive basketball. That's cool. Yeah, we were just taking a look at that snow day. I'll do that prediction on Thursday, but here's what I'm looking at. It's very cold right now, 13 degrees. That's actually 6 degrees. It feels like it's 66 degrees. Tuesday is going to be 32 degrees. Wednesday is going to be really nice, 41 degrees. But like we looked at last year in weather unit, with that high temperatures, the pressure starts to drop. And when pressure drops, it brings precipitation. So you can see this black line here is dropping, and that's what's bringing in the precipitation and the storm. That storm is hitting on a Thursday, and then as soon as the storm hits, raining from 7 a.m. to basically p.m. and then freezing temperatures overnight into the next morning because Friday is 24 degrees. You're going to have rain going into a freezing evening, freezing morning. My screen's probably fuzzy because I'm actually using my phone broadcast from. Got my phone connected to my computer connected in a remote location to test the limits of the live stream. It's all testing, right? But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. All right, I got about 2 more minutes left before I gotta go back to my life. Check our subscribers real quick. We're at 46 right now. So anything you can do to help me get to 50 subscribers, liking, sharing, talking to people, help them subscribe to Phoenix Live. Really help us. Yeah, I mean, you all know. You're, I started when you all started, so it's special for all of us. It's a really great time, and hopefully we a real good Friday. All right, I'm gonna sign off, and I'm gonna watch this back so I can learn about the audio. But thank you so much for watching, tuning in every time I come live. It will help me learn a little bit more about how to use this. Hopefully, gain some. So if you're tuning in late, go check out where I started. A little bit of a recap of the science week and unit, and then I moved into some of the fun stuff, and then I did some technical stuff. So take a look at all that, and I apologize if the audio is not great. The light is a little harsh. Still trying to figure it all out, but thanks for tuning in. Please help me get to 50 subscribers. Um, let's go, Phoenix. All right, Phoenix Pride. Let's do it. I'll see you later. Peace.